Hi guys. Basically, what I want to speak to you guys about today is I want to take up a few subjects about ADHD, all different subjects about medication and behavior and things like that. And what I want you guys to do, I'm going to go through a list of issues that I've maybe like to speak about to you guys. But what I need is maybe you guys can write some comments about which issues they might be, because a lot of people don't necessarily want to write the comments down because it's private, or they might feel embarrassed, or they're just hunting for some sort of advice or anything like that. But I'll read out the list, and these are references to you guys for you to maybe return a comment to say, okay, maybe you can speak about this. And I will do some research, and due to past experience, I've probably experienced them all anyway, and I pretty much have. So I'll be able to speak to you guys about it lots. Sorry about the background, it's quite a boring wall, so it's nice to actually see something in the background, but maybe I'll get some pictures up soon. Sorry about that. But basically, I've got a few subjects that written down on a piece of paper, and I will go through them slowly so you guys can think about, okay, wow, this is interesting. Could you actually speak about this? But basically, I'll read out the first one. Number one is ADHD medication awareness for parents. And what I mean is, I've received comments about kids being pretty much forced by their parents to take ADHD medicine, even though that they're feeling like shit, depressed, and considering suicidal thoughts and weight loss and lots of other different things, relationship problems, and basically a very big pressure from parents to the fact that they got to succeed in school and everything like that, which is actually really hard, because if you're under the age of 16 or 18, depending which country, and the parents can pretty much force you to take these medications without actually knowing or listening to their child about the fact that the medication is actually doing really bad things to them and making them feel really bad just for better grades. But if the ADHD medication works for you, then that's cool. Then there's no problems here, and you can sort of move on. That's brilliant. Next one is ADHD and relationships. I think that's a big one. I know when I was younger, my relationships in my teenage years, I don't know whether my ADHD was a big problem there, because I didn't really know anything better about that. So I can't really say anything, but maybe my communication issues, using language or understanding things, might have been affected there, and aggression issues really as well, not understanding what's going on. And biggest point with ADHD, I feel, is when you become an adult and decide to become more, how would you say, yeah, you get married or you move in with someone, and you're more responsible basically. That could be a big problem, where ADHD can actually be a really negative factor in a relationship, because lots of issues between the person who has the ADHD and the not understanding part of the partner, not really understanding where their ADHD partner's really coming from. That's an issue, so that's a good one. That is something to think about later on when becoming an adult. Next one, parents with ADHD kids. This is another issue. I find that some parents can be a little bit hard on their kids, and basically they can get quite irritated with their children quite quickly, which is understandable. But the thing is, with kids with ADHD as well, a big factor about these issues is that the home environment and the way you speak to a child does contribute to the success of your ADHD child. If you have an environment which is very stressful, high music, TV's on, these are negative factors for your child. But again, background noise is a positive factor for someone that has ADHD, because pretty much 99% of people I know with ADHD, and people have put comments out, and don't like to sit in silence. I don't like to sit in silence because that's when I feel the full effects of ADHD, and sometimes to be sitting in silence, maybe on the train, that works fine because you've got anyway focus of the fact that you're looking outside the window, you're looking at other people, and it's actually quite relaxing. Again, that issue, parents with ADHD children, that's an issue that we can take up. Next one is ADHD negative foods. What foods to sort of like avoid with ADHD, like lots of cola, lots of sugar, Red Bulls. That's a big issue with ADHD people. Is I'm definitely hooked on very fast carbohydrates, fast sugars, lots of sugar in my tea, coffee, sweets, because we tend not to cook, or I tend not to cook, get lazy, and I just sort of fill up on fast food. And this is a negative factor because it makes your brain spin again and confuses things. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. That's an issue. Too much coffee can be very bad for ADHD, but a moderate amount of coffee during the day actually helps concentration. These are issues as well. We need to take up other issues as well. ADHD help tactics, things that are helpful for your ADHD. I find that music helps for my ADHD, but sometimes I find that I actually put on the actually wrong music to the moment. Like if I was studying, which I finished now, thank God, because that was hard. That I'd maybe put on some drum and bass music because that's the stuff I used to listen to in the 90s, and it wouldn't really help me because it would like really mess my brain up because I start listening to the bass and start bopping my head and having a good sort of like little dance, and then not concentrating on my music and wondering about where my friends are and what they're doing now they're older and stuff. Lots of stuff, lots of issues there. Background noise is good, but sometimes it can be negative. And again, the tactics. What kind of tactics are good for ADHD that helps, which is good. Other one, ADHD and career goals. Again, organisation issues here for you guys that are studying and becoming teenagers is the stressful time, because you think, okay, what am I going to do myself? And you start finding interests that you might want to be a doctor, you might want to be a bus driver, you might want to be a builder, might want to work as a nurse or anything like that. It could be any job, but the issues are of actually finding a way to organise these things for you actually to do it, to study. These issues I've had and I've managed, and we can talk about those as well, how to find your goals. Next one, ADHD and your identity. What I mean about ADHD and your identity is that this is a very, very complex issue here, because for a very, very long time in my life I've always wondered in retrospect who I am, what am I doing here, because I'm so confused all the time and looking at other people's clothes, what they're wearing, and because clothes represent someone's identity, looking at other people's jobs, seeing how they're reacting, seeing how they're speaking, looking at their way of how they present themselves, because lots of people with ADHD, they have their identity in them, but it's sort of all muddled around, it's like, what do I do? Should I do this? And we jump around to different things and have different job interests and everything like that. It's quite confusing. Very important, despite your ADHD and running around and being really confused at times, is to find your identity. If you find your identity, this will help you along the way to organise and actually win over your ADHD issues when it comes to organisation and everything like that. So we can take that up. A big issue here, guys, this is for the guys, I don't know if it's for the women because I haven't got any comments from women about this, but this is ADHD medication sex loss. And what I mean about sex loss is your libido is extremely low, or basically because of the medication you're not getting an erection, and you're actually wanting to have like sex with your partner, but your penis, let's be honest here guys, your penis is not working, you know. You want to have sex, but you're not getting erection. This is an issue that I experienced when I was on medication, and I find that if these medications are meant to help you, an important factor is that the fact that you can actually have sex in the long run. If you look really hard, you're in a relationship with a girl or a guy, it doesn't really matter if you're gay or not, you're going to have sex, and if you can't have sex because you're on medication, but it makes you concentrate better, but you know, there's a way of balancing out these things, so we can take up these issues as well. Next one is ADHD, be yourself. What I mean about that is, I find occasionally, not so much now, that I can actually do silly things or blurt out things in, say, not in public, but around friends or acquaintances, that after I think, oh my god, why on earth did I say that? I felt stupid. I felt like, you know, it was childish. It was really like, it was really ADHD, typical ADHD, and it didn't do me any good. I felt stupid. The person looked at me like, oh my god. And these issues need to be taken up as well, because if you blurt out things, you get caught up in a moment around, you know, certain people that can actually be a positive path in your life, or help you with jobs or anything like that, then try not to let your ADHD get the better of you, you know, and be yourself, as in be serious when you need to be, and be silly when you don't have to be serious, basically. But that we can take up. Next one I want to talk about is a strange subject. I don't know whether you guys have heard, but a lot of children that have ADHD are called indigo children, which is a special name for someone that has ADHD, but they're called indigo children. Basically, they're gifted and have a different side in life. I need to do some more studies on this. It's interesting. I'll read about it and we'll talk about it, because it's not seen to be a negative part of someone. It's actually seen to be a part of someone's identity and not something to be medicated. So that we can talk about. Indigo child. Check it out, Google or something. And next one. Yeah, I've basically spoken about that. I've read it twice. Medication, libido or erection problems. Again, we can talk about that. I hope I didn't go too fast for those points, but if you listen to the video twice and maybe point down some of the issues that maybe I can whack out a video that are main interest for you guys, then that's good, instead of me just whacking anything out just to whack something out. It'd be nice to get feedback. So take some time to listen, what I said, and if you feel that something in there, then say something, you know, write a text, a mail, sorry, or, you know, write a comment, and we'll speak about it. Okay? Thanks for listening. See you guys soon. Have a good weekend. It's Friday here, the 13th. Oh, you know, unlucky day, but that's rubbish anyway. Have a good day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.